This is Tom O'Neill of Gold Derby with Chris Boomer Beachum, our forum's moderator and Emmy's expert extraordinaire. And we're going to take an early look right now at the races for the drama series. Chris, last year there was a fluke of voting where we had, probably due to a close tie of voting, 6 nominees instead of the usual 5. This year there are going to be 6 or 7 nominees in all the top categories, the series categories at the Emmys. So it's likely that the series that we saw nominated last year will come back, including House, Damages, Lost, Mad Men, Dexter. Certainly Boston Legal is eligible. It may be off the Emmy radar now, but it was in the top 6 last year. And we have 24 coming back. And then we have the new shows. So what's your view of who's vulnerable there among the returnees?
Well, 24 is having one of its best seasons, and of course it's on right now as people are looking at their ballots and thinking, or not, as people are about to start processing Emmy thoughts and considerations. So I would think 24 will certainly be back in there. If anything is maybe going to leave that 6, you got to think maybe Boston Legal because it ended in December, as well as I kept feeling like with the 50-50 voting based on popularity and Emmy submissions, which Boston Legal producers have been incredibly smart at Emmy submissions, that maybe that submission was pulling it in as a nominee more than popularity. So
sure.
I could see 24.
Let's explain what that means. Last year there was a semifinalist round that doesn't exist anymore. There was a popular vote of members of the TV Academy that determined a top 10. Those contenders submitted a sample episode to judging panels that then looked at it and they took the score of the judges and combined it on a 50-50 basis with the original vote of the popular tally and then combined that in the magic formula and came up with their nominees. But that's not a factor this year. This year it's all popular vote. And we know that these are popular shows. House, Damages, 24, Lost, Mad Men. Dexter may be a little vulnerable here.
It could be. I think people really love Dexter. The other one that would be a surprise, and a surprise to me really because I love it, is Damages. But Damages is a very low-rated show. It's not burning up the ratings by any means, and I think barely survived to a 3rd season for next year, probably based on as much as anything Emmy wins this past time, and also it does have a good core group of followers and the kind of demographics that I think advertisers like, but it's not very popular overall. But with Glenn Close there and William Hurt and Ted Danson and Marcia Gay Harden, I certainly see that has a good shot at coming back. A couple of interesting, of course, there's a lot of new shows on the air, but in addition to 24, Rescue Me is coming back here in just a few days, and that's right in this swing of Emmy voters looking at ballots and so forth coming up. So,
but it has the same problem as its FX brethren, like Damages and The Shield, which went off the air last fall, but it had went off to rave ratings. This FX network, like Showtime, and which is why Dexter may be vulnerable, doesn't have the same number of eyeballs as these other shows. And when you have a popular vote, which is going to rule the day here in terms of determining the nominees, that's where the disadvantage is. Rescue Me, the critics are saying this is its best season ever, season number 5.
Right.
And it's a shame that these shows could be disadvantaged this way.
Well, it's been on these top 10 lists for a while, but it's never actually been nominated for drama series. So jumping in here in its 4th or 5th season as a drama series nominee would not be something that normally happens. Normally you're going to get that your 1st, 2nd, 3rd year somewhere along in there.
Right. It did make the top 10, by the way, 3 years ago, but was not in the top 10 the past 2 years.
Okay. So maybe difficult there, but certainly a Dennis Leary coming back into a drama actor nominee status would certainly be a possibility. One that I know you really like and has some possibilities would be the number 1 ladies detective agency that's airing on HBO.
Yeah, I think that show has a really good shot for Jill Scott for acting, of course. But I also think that as time builds with this show, it has a brilliant formula, if you think about it, and that is it takes I don't want to go off into a kind of philosophical spin here, but basically how it redefines the detective genre is it does it from the eyes of lovable losers. She portrays this woman who's dismissed for being heavy set, and her fey hairdresser best friend next door. Suddenly, they get to prove at the end of every episode that they're smarter than everybody else, and that's a powerful message. I think that's the secret thing that makes that show so great.
Well, and being shot on location in Africa, and it's going to have a look like no other show that voters are considering. And then you throw in the fact that Anthony Minghella is the producer who passed away a few months ago, or I guess almost a year ago, and directed. I'd say one lock you can almost guarantee this year at the Emmys is he is going to win, I think, the drama directing category this year. Don't you think?
I think that's a lock, yeah. In terms of other new HBO shows, True Blood, we know, has the curse of the vampires against it. Poor Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as much as that was beloved by critics and viewers, couldn't get in. So I think Anna Paquin has a good chance on the actor's side. But the show, what do you think, Chris? Does it have a prayer?
I think Anna Paquin is its best bet. Certainly some technical nominations. But that's probably going to be the best they could hope for, I think. Especially now, also consider the fact you've got HBO competing against itself here. Are they going to go with Jill Scott? Are they going to go with Anna Paquin? You've also got Big Love back this year.
Oh, that's right.
That's got rave reviews for all three of its lead actresses. And In Treatment is back. It's back this week. And some incredible supporting stars lined up there. But, I don't know that In Treatment got the full result of what it could get this year. Last year it got some surprise acting nominations, but it was kind of coming new onto the radar, and this year it might do even better.
It might do even better, and it has snob appeal. That, of course, is everything at the Emmys. And another show that has snob appeal is The Tudors, which made the top 10 last year for Showtime. It did not, of course, get nominated, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers did not get nominated. It didn't land in the top 10, which I think we can chalk up to that slap the stud syndrome that we talk about at the Oscars, and that is whereas the pretty girls get nominated and win all the time, these old dudes in these Hollywood academies slap the young pretty boys, punishing them for their good looks. They have everything else. They have the fame, the money, the good looks, the gals. The voters hold off that one thing, that golden statuette. What else do we have in this? We have new shows like The Unusuals, which is getting very good reviews. We have Lie to Me. Tim Roth could be nominated for that.
Tim Roth is very well thought of, and I think in the Hollywood community has an Oscar nomination. He could be sort of a Hugh Laurie type nominee. That lovable grouch kind of a character. That's certainly a possibility there. I don't know that the show could get in, but Tim Roth might could carry the day. There's so many lead actor potential nominees. I don't know how they're going to narrow it down to 6.
I know, and among the newbies, probably the biggest standout on the ratings side, he's such a popular hit, is Simon Baker for The Mentalist.
Number 1 new show this year. I think he's certainly got a possibility. I can't imagine that show getting nominated for Best Drama Series or any writing or directing or anything like that. But he's, I think, got a possibility. And another one, a past Emmy nominee, even though the show is essentially going to be canceled here in short time. Ian McShane has gotten rave reviews on Kings. Again, I don't think the show could get in, but he's got some clout now with Emmy voters a little bit, and he might could get nominated.
Yeah, but NBC just pulled it out of its lineup, so that can hurt him. But it hurt him in a popular vote.
Well, they're going to burn it off on Saturday nights, but he probably had less viewers even on Deadwood than he has on Kings. So it's he's got a possibility. Like I said before, there's so many. You got Timothy Hutton, Oscar winner on Leverage. You've got Eric McCormack, a past Emmy winner on Trust Me. There's Michael Chiklis in his last season on The Shield. There's a lot of possibilities for lead actor.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Okay, Chris, we will inspect this all a little later on. Thanks.
Thank you.